Hey, how's it going? I recently had a buddy who had a reloading question on finding the overall length. He thought he needed to go out and buy this fancy Hornaday overall length gauge and get the brass to go with it and everything else, and you don't need to do that. So I'm going to show you how to find the overall length and the best way to do it. So I have here a 280 Remington, a custom 280 Remington. It's not a factory rifle that you can just go off the shelf. So this is a good example because it's a custom rifle. The chamber might be a little bit different than, say, a Remington 700 or a Savage 110. You know, maybe my Smith went in a little too deep with the reamer and maybe not deep enough. Maybe he got that go gauge right on the edge of clicking by. So anyways, this is the best way to find the overall length. So I got a shot case here, empty. I got a 162 grain 7mm bullet, so it's for a 280. And it's what you gotta do is you gotta find a case that's been shot, and the bullet will slide right back in. Should slide in pretty easy, but it's got a little neck tension on it still, so that way it won't fall out. Right? Because what you do is you load it up in your gun. You want to go slow. You don't want to like ram it in there. You know, you get a misreading. So you just want to push it in real slow, lock it down, and then lock it back out. And I pushed that bullet right into the lands, right? I seated it. Now I know my overall length. You want to make sure it doesn't hit the side of your chamber when it's coming out. So I gotta be careful because it just came off the bolt face. Alright, so right here, I have a bullet that was just pushed into my lands. So this, if I want to know where to set my bullet to be on the lands, that's how you do it. Now I got this caliper here with a Hornaday ogive. Ogive is the most accurate way to measure your overall length. You get some bullets that, like a Burger or Sierra Match King, and the tips are not perfect on them. These Hornaday bullets are pretty good. This is an ELDX bullet. I probably wouldn't have any problem measuring from the very tip to the end of the case if I were just hunting with it, but I use this gun for target shooting. So anyways, make sure you're all zeroed out, and then you take your caliper and you carefully, because remember there's not a whole bunch of neck tension on this case, you carefully measure to your ogive. And if it's correct, it should be around 2.25. Or sorry, 2.725. And that is exactly what I got. So, because I just checked in my reloading book. So, yeah, that was an exact measurement on my overall length. Now, when I'm doing this for the first time, I'll do that 3 times. I might be off like a thousandths or 2,000 maybe, and I'll take an average over 3 test runs. So, if you got a reloading book, you might want to just chuck it out the window for overall length, because, you know, not all bullets are the same. If you got one that's a round nose, you're going to want to seat that farther down than a nice streamlined bullet. Because if you got like a nice rounded flat nose bullet, it's going to hit your land sooner, where this is going to extrude out. If you got a nice streamlined bullet and you're measuring from the tip down, say if this were 190 grain Burger 7mm, and I was measuring tip to bottom, most of that bullet would be pushed down into the case, and it would look kind of goofy, and it would have a big jump from the bullet to the lands, and you don't want that. I find, personally, for me, the best accuracy I've gotten out of all my bench rifles, all my ELR rifles, I set everything on the lands. I mean, I tried pushing them off the lands, a couple thou. and my accuracy diminishes. I don't know. Maybe it's just I gotten lucky and they're all like that. I have some friends that push them 5 thou off, 7 thou off the lands, and that's their best accuracy. Well, I like to set it on the lands. I don't know, live a little on the wild side, I guess. But that's just how it works best for me. So that's something you really need to test. Is once you find a good powder charge, the gun starts grouping good, you start getting under that 1 MOA. You know, it depends on what you're using the rifle for, really. This rifle will shoot a 1/4 MOA all day long. It's a tack driver. So once you get the powder charge where you want it, then you start messing with your seating depth, and then your group will either get bigger or smaller, and then that's how you can really fine-tune the accuracy of your rifle. So I hope this helps. You got any questions?